Hi everybody, welcome to Kate's Space. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs and I would like to continue with this journal. I cut a little bit of the video out of the first video, and if you haven't seen the first video, I'll link it in the description box and it will appear on your screen about now. But I cut this bit out because the video was getting a bit long. So what we got to yesterday was gluing in this mull cloth to strengthen this spine, because we do have a little bit of a hole here, but remember we are covering it so it's not too big of a deal. And then also I had chosen this fabric to go in the center, but it was a bit thin, so I've actually laid it onto some paper. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to cut to that now. And then once that's finished, we will continue with what we're going to do today. So that's why it kind of looks a little bit disjointed. So we'll just watch me doing this and then we'll carry on. I do have this piece which is quite pretty, and that might work. But like I said, you can see under here. Don't really want you to be able to see that, but I could glue it to a piece of paper and then you wouldn't, so maybe I'll do that. I don't need it to come too far over. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. Let's use that. So I am going to go there. So I'm going to have it come over about that far and that far there. So I'm going to snip and I'm going to tear. And the same at the top. And I think I'll glue that to a piece of paper so that you can't see through, and then that will be glued down into there. And I'm just going to use some tacky glue and try and spread it so that it's got a good coverage but it's not seeping through. That's the key. I don't really want the fabric bubbling off the paper, but also don't want big blobs of glue seeping through, so it's a bit of a delicate. Oop. Let's see how this works. Where I haven't got the edges, I can put a bit more glue. might just let that dry there and we'll see how it looks when it's dried. Okay, so this is dry, our papers are squished, and I almost feel like I could put some more in, but I don't really know whether I should or not. I haven't thought about a closure. I was going to put a little elastic, but then I didn't want anything sticking out. I feel like I want to make this as usable as possible for Shannon. I also decided I quite liked this coffee dyed doily, and I think I'm actually going to put that on there. I was going to stitch it, but I'm not. So yeah, so you can still see that flower there, and I'm just going to put that over the top there just to give it a little bit more interest wrapping around there. I think that looks okay. I just didn't know whether the journal really suited having ribbons and things on it to keep it closed. And does it need anything, because it's not really going to hold a whole lot. So anyway, I'll keep thinking about that as I do this. So I'm going to cut around here, cut all this paper off. And we're going to have to mark our holes for our signatures to sew into. I haven't actually done it this way before. I'm kind of making this up, but I just wanted to make this fabric a little bit stronger and less transparent, so you couldn't see sort of what was underneath. So I've done that. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but that's what I've done. I really love this fabric. So that's going to sit in here. I might need to just straighten it out a little bit. Yes. Yes, yes, we do. Yeah, it's not entirely straight, but I don't want to cut too much off. Oops, that might be too much, never mind. So that's going to go there. I want to find my center, and I'm just going to do that by folding it as much in half as I can, because we want that in the center, and then we want our two signatures either side. I think I would benefit from making a template. So I'm going to straighten the edge of this off. We want the template the same length as the pages. Now, just checking that this piece of ledger might be a bit too tall, and I might need some taken off it. Yeah, it does. Okay, so the ledger pieces need to be shortened. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just, like I said, make them as long as my page. So I'm going to cut it there. Now, this edge here should be straight. So I'm just going to make this, I'm going to mark it on the edge of this spine here. And again here. This may be a convoluted way of doing this, because I don't trust myself to eyeball anything, and even when I don't eyeball anything, sometimes I still get it wrong. So I was just going to cut this on the cutter again. I really do want to give myself the best chance I can of the signatures being straight and in the right place. So I'm going to use my new Tim Holtz ruler, and this is different to how it used to be. So I'm going to see, this is just about an inch. There's our center. So if we had 3 signatures, which actually we could put 3 signatures in this journal, I'm not going to, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gaps. And this is where it gets tricky for me, because I want them evenly. So if we go there and there, they're evenly spaced from the edge, and then they've got this big gap in the middle. I think that's going to have to do. Right, let us see what we think about this. That is a very big gap between signatures. So this one will go here. This one will go here. Yeah, I feel like they should be closer together. Okay, I'm going to do it like that. So that's basically 2 of those squares and a half. And I feel like that's more evenly spaced. So that's what I'm going to go for. And I hope that it will look all right. All right. So that's our template for our holes. And normally I would have that stuck on the back of my fabric, but I haven't this time. So I'm just going to measure this. Again, maybe I will use this ruler and try and find the center approximately. It's not entirely straight, so we will be doing a little bit of... Okay, so this is our center. Our center. So bear with me, people, or fast forward if you know you can do this in a much more efficient and well thought out way, which would not surprise me. This is not my forte. So there's my center there and there. So I'm going to make that the spine area where I put my holes or attach my pages. Okay. I guess I could have just done it on here anyway, so yeah, anyway, that's okay. It's okay. So I want to find the center this way now, so I'm just going to do that by folding it like that. And that's going to be my center hole. I have a feeling this is not going to be entirely straight, unfortunately. everything will be okay. All right, so my holes are going... Oh dear. This does not look good to me. So that's the center, and my holes are going to go along this line for better or for worse, and I want 5, so I'm going to have 1 here. I'm going to have 1 here and here. And then between there and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 at 5. And 1 at 5. And the same on this side. Okay, that's where my 5 holes are going to go. I need to make sure the holes here match the holes in my pages. So I'm going to flip my pages. So this is my first signature. These are all good to go. Hold them in place so they don't move around when I'm trying to sew them in. Okay, so that one's good. And then this one. Nice. I love that rose. Okay, so this one we have this issue here with this. So I was going to try, yep, that's going to come down there. Right, I'm going to just tear this a little bit. And we want this to fold. Doesn't need to be very much, does it? Just to there. You could even tuck it in. And then we can have a bigger flap. And then it doesn't poke up above everything else. Okay, so haven't asked anybody how they are today. Hope you're all well. It's a much warmer day here in Hawke's Bay when I'm filming this. And which is lovely because it's supposed to be summer and it's supposed to be warm. So happy about that. David has gone off to visit his brother who's just had a hip replacement. Well, he's had quite a few hip replacements this last year, and this is I feel like that braille paper's too tall. And yes, he got a very bad infection and has had just ongoing issues with that. I'll just go and trim this. It's just that whole thing, if you get a hospital acquired antibiotic resistant, why do they look too tall? Okay, bug, antibiotic resistant bug, it is so very, very difficult to get rid of it. Okay, let's just see if we've got that sorted now. All of these feel a bit tall and I have no idea why. Anyway. Hopefully, I don't actually remember where any of these go, but anyway, that's where it's going to go. Is that right? Let's have a look. A lot of faffing around, but rather that than sew them in and go, oh, they're all in the wrong place, they're too tall, whatever. And that still happens sometimes. But okay, I think that's better. Right, I'm going to do the clips. Okay, I hope this is going to be okay. Alright, so now I'm going to make a template for my pages off this template. So I'm going to just write top there. Another piece of paper and it's the same length, so I'm just going to fold it in half, and where I've marked where I want my holes on here, I'm going to mark it on my template, and I'm going to hope that it all lines up and it's all going to be happy days. Okay. So then I'm going to pop this into here and just really push it in deep. I'm going to get my awl. Okay. So I'm going to poke that right, push that, bed that right into the crease. Make sure that's at the top, and I'm just going to poke holes where I've marked, and hope they come right out the back there. So that's that one done. And now this one, make sure the top is at the top. Push it right into that crease as far as I can so it's nice and, yeah, it's right in the crease. And make my holes. I'm still hoping David's going to make me a punching cradle, which means I could just sit my pages in that with the template on top. It might be a little bit easier, I don't know. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to punch my holes in this. So let's hope I do the right one. So here's the top. So we're putting one here and one here. Good, can we see them through there? Yep. Because we will be sewing them in from the fabric side. Okay. I don't think I need this again. So I've got some wax, no, I've got some linen thread. I use a blunt tapestry needle, if I can find it. Oh, that's sharp. This one. And some beeswax. I run my thread through the beeswax, and that just helps it grip when you tie a knot and not slide it around. So there's our top. I'll do the back one first. And I'm going to have my signatures tying on the inside. I'm okay with that. Or do I want them on the outside? Might tie them on the outside so you can't see them. Okay, so we go in the center hole. And hope that we go through all the pages and come out in the center. Sometimes the angle is important. I don't want to make extra holes. I think it's difficult. The big book, the pages are heavy. And you know, sometimes it just doesn't go easily. And this is why lots of people don't do this on camera. Yeah, this is going to really cause me problems, I think. Something has moved. Hopefully it's not all going to be that difficult. Okay, so I'm going to come back up to the next hole and through. See if this one's going to be any easier. Nope. Oh yeah, that one came through. Hopefully came through the right hole. Yep. I think so. Okay, so we go back through this hole. Trying not to catch our thread or split our thread because it won't pull tight if we do that. Then we skip the middle one, come down to the next one down here. And I'm going to run out of thread. Let's see if this hole is going to be tricky or easy. There it is. And then down to the next one. and out through here. Okay, now I need some, I'm going to need some more thread. Alright, okay, so we've got a bit more length to the thread now, and we're going back through this next hole. So working our way back up. Wow, I'm glad I'm only doing 2, because this is proving to be not as easy as normal. Okay. And then back out this hole here. Now, if you want your strings to tie on the inside of your pages, obviously you do this completely the other way. I've decided I want to do mine on the, I don't want the tying to show. Oh, look what I've done here. See, I've crossed over to there, so that's wrong. So we need to go back. Oh dear, I do have other things on my mind, let's be honest. But I really wanted to finish this because I don't know when I'll get back down here to craft again. So David said, am I taking anything upstairs? And I'm really not sure what to take upstairs. Like, I don't want to take a whole lot of stuff upstairs. I then have to bring it all the way down. I reckon I'll be able to come down here on my crutches. What do you guys think? I reckon I will. Okay, let's get this in the right hole this time. Let's have a look. That's better. Right, and then back up. Oh boy. Back up this way and back through the center where we started. Okay, now we should be able to tie it. You've got to come up with end up with your strings on either side of that string in the middle there. Right. Let's see how this is sitting. Okay, it sits good there. Yep, I think that's good. Not too tight because it pulls so hard that it tears your pages. So I'm actually just gonna cut that there. And just tie a knot in that string. Okay. Let's just have a little look at what this is going to look like. It's going to look something like that. I think it's going to be okay. I can tell that it's not completely straight, but I don't think this piece of fabric was completely straight to start with, so we will just go with what we've got. Right, and I'm just going to wax some more thread for this next signature. And hopefully this one will go a little bit quicker and smoother, and I'll be right back. It is done. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I mean, I'm not worried it will come undone or anything, just maybe it won't be as accurate and as straight as what I normally do because I did it a different way. We shall have a look and see what we think. Put to there. Right. Let's do the spine. Oh, I apologise for bumping you again. Yeah, let's do the spine. Let me straighten that up. I'm going to glue this on. Let me think about this. Do I want to be gluing the two things? I probably should have put this on yesterday. I think I'll do the inside and then I'll do the outside when the inside is dry. That's what I'm going to do. Let me try and get this right. So this is the edge here of where I want my spine to sit inside the book. So I'm just going to give it a little fold and see if that helps me with my getting it where I want. And the same on this side. I don't know if it will. So that this crease is going to go against that spine, edge of the spine that's already there. So I think that's it there. And that looks about right. Okay, so some glue. I'm going to put some glue in here. I'm putting glue on all the strings, so that's just going to make them extra strong and not come undone. And then I'm gluing all that bit of spine there. So if you're doing a hollow back, this is the bit you don't glue. You just glue these edges and you leave this bit floating. To spread some of this glue around. Okay, now I can't really see. Oh, I can kind of see where the spine is. Right, let's try and get this straight. Okay, this will be difficult, so I'm going to try and do it as best I can. So that edge, let's double check it on this side. I think it's okay. Okay, so we want to firmly do that, and then we want this to stick down really firmly as well. I want it really to stick to that spine there. So what I will do now is, just keep pressing this down. And then I'm going to place something heavy on either side of this cover, there and there, and I'm just going to walk away and let it dry with the pages up like this, because I want it to be bedded in there. So I'm hoping this is nice and straight. What does it look like when we close it? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do next, and then once it's dry we'll come back and put the spine, cover the spine on the outside. So that's what we'll do next. Good morning, I'm back. It's I've got a little bit of time before I head to the hospital, and I just wanted to finish this video off, and then I can edit it, maybe if I'm feeling up to it in the couple of days I'm in hospital. So I'm pretty happy with how the pages are all sitting. It's definitely sort of a junky looking situation, but I think it's okay, it's good. And now I'm going to, what I want to do is put the fabric onto here. So I've cut it to size. It is a little bit frayy. It frays. So the first thing I'm going to do is just run some glue along the edges here. And that will just prevent it. I mean, it's going to be glued down anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm all packed, I'm ready to go. And it's a beautiful day. And yeah, watch this space. Oh dear. Right, I think I'm just gonna do what Rachel does. She sort of puts it like that, and that gives her an idea of how much glue, where to put the glue. Again, I can be generous because this is really thick upholstery fabric. It's going to really help strengthen this spine. Not that the spine feels at all problematic. Feels good. So start with that. We can go into the edges. Over a bit more. This actually might have been, just thinking about it now, better to do before I did the signatures. Now I'm thinking about it, but like I said, it does lie nice and flat, so we're good. I love this fabric. Tracy gave me this. This is Tracy from Tracy J Designs. Thanks, Tracy, if you're watching. And also thank you everybody for your well wishes for today. And when this goes up, obviously it'll be all over. Thank goodness. And I'll be on the road to recovery. And I'm sure you'll all be glad to hear the end of it. Oh dear. Let me get a bit of a wipe and wipe that glue off there. Right, now I want to put this doily on. I was going to slow stitch it, but then I decided no, for this project, perhaps not. So I like it there. You can see the glue at the moment, but it will dry clear. I'm just going to let that dry flat. Yeah, just let that dry flat. And it will be here when I come back. If I end up doing anything else to it, I probably will. I think I might put some book corners on. What do you guys think? Like, might even just put this in somewhere as a tab. And maybe some stamping somewhere or something. I don't know. If I was going to do stamping, I probably should have done it already. Yeah. So those are my thoughts. I hope she likes it. I really wasn't sure whether she wanted this left as is or not. So anyway, that's what I've done. And we'll just see how this spine looks when it's finished. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all your well wishes, and I hope you enjoyed that video, putting this book together. And yeah, I will probably just, if I do any more final things, I'll show you and do a flip through before I send it off. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.